Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is Rising Star 2 with our band Everyone But Andy, and we're starting to turn a corner. I did a little bit of housekeeping offline. I rearranged where my plaques are. I put some guitars on the wall, put up a couple of pictures. That's our album cover, of course. And yeah, there you have it. So not a whole lot of stuff there, but I had all the plaques on one wall over here, and then I had one extra plaque, right? I had them all, I think they were here and here actually, and then I had one in that room over there. And, that's just not necessary. So they're all here. We can see them if we really want to. We can go and move them around, but that is what I want to do. So the way I generally record these is I'll record a couple of these at once and then kind of schedule them out for a couple of days. And over the last 3 or 4 days since I last recorded one of these episodes, I was thinking about what I wanted to do differently. And we had a really bad start with songs, and there's just no question about that. I was not getting anything that was really hitting the audio. So 2 levels of hit, right? I couldn't get anything that people actually even wanted to hear, let alone get any songs that could be hits. And then right there, last couple of episodes, we found a couple that were really starting to make a mark. Smirk and Oppose and Melissa. And then, of course, I made a stupid decision in offline. I changed a few names of songs and kind of forgot where they had related to the previous songs that they had been, and that just kind of made a mess. So what I'm going to do, I decided, first of all, when I looked at this, our reputation locally is low. I want to drive that up a little bit. And I think the only way to do that is to schedule local gigs with the places that you schedule personally. So the ones where you go in and at the bars and grills and the mid-tiers. I think that's the only way to do that. So I'm going to schedule, like every weekend for a few weeks, I'm going to schedule whatever I can locally. And we're going to see if we can drive this up a little bit. Should help slightly with our popularity, but not a ton. But that's step one. The other thing I want to do is I think we need to go ahead and hire some crew members. So we have the merch manager who's there all the time, Desiree, and she costs us $160 per shot. And I think Walter goes everywhere with us too. And so that's our current cost. There are a few that we're going to hire, and I want to come down here. And I'm not quite sure who I want to grab. I'm really kind of looking at cost efficiency right now still, because we're not made out of money yet. There's going to be a point where we just don't care. We're not there yet. We need to hire a stage manager in order to get booked on the bigger venues. That is a requirement for that, and it's easy to forget. So I want to go ahead and hire one. And honestly, Jonathan isn't very skilled, but he's in our budget. And I think that's who I'm going to go with there. The other one, maybe we will go with Dick Smithson. He's quite a bit more experienced, and he's only $100 a show more. So maybe, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to take this guy. We're going to hire him. And then the other one that I want to make sure I have is a lighting engineer. And I think we have the same issue here. We have a level 1 guy for $150, or for $5 more, a level 19 guy. We're going to go with Maurice. And there we have it. So we have lighting, then our merch manager, of course, sound engineer, stage manager. Those are the ones that really help with getting the bigger gigs. You have to have those. A couple of more here that we want to pick up eventually. Bass guitar tech. That's somebody who helps us when we're in concert and we get one of those groing sounds that we don't want to hear. They can fix things for us and prevent a problem so that the audience doesn't notice a difference. The first one of those I'm going to hire is going to be a drum tech, but I think I'm going to hold off a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and maybe wait till our next serious scheduled series of like a tour, and maybe I'll go ahead and pick up 1 or 2 of these. Drum heads seem to be a big problem for Topher. He goes through them like water. And then a guitar tech is a good buy, and a keyboard tech. And I think the keyboard is the other one. We constantly seem to get it wasn't wired right or something. There's a message there that we get pretty regularly. The last kind of person you can hire is a pyrotechnic engineer. And these are only used in headlining gigs when you are on major stages, if I recall. I don't think if you go to a bar and grill as a headliner, the pyrotechnic guy comes with you. I think it's only for the big jobs. And we can maybe test that a little bit because stage managers say the same. Well, I guess there, overseas setup required for headlining theaters and arenas. That's what we need there. And then this guy is never required. He's only optional. And we can pick him up once we're, super famous and we want to really get the audience going. So we can look at those then, just to make sure we see this required for theaters and arenas. And of course, the sound engineer is as well. I don't even think we have one right now available to us. We don't. So, okay, that's where we are there. The other thing I want to do, and this episode might be mostly some housekeeping, and I apologize for that, but I've decided I am going to pare down my song list. There are a lot of songs that just aren't getting it done, and we just need to cut bait. That's what we need to do is what it comes down to. So any song that I've played more than 5,000 people that isn't meeting my standard, I'm going to get rid of unless there's an exceptional reason for it. And we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to start with the most popular because those aren't going to go anywhere. These are all good. I was a little worried about this one because it seemed to do really well for a while. And then all of a sudden it started getting four, I'm going to say stars. It was getting 4 stars instead of 5. But it's actually ahead of my litmus for if a song is worth keeping or not. And just to remind you, for every 100th of a point of popularity, I want to gain 100th of a point of popularity for every 1,000 people that have seen the song. So we're doing okay here. This one's doing just fine. And that number is flexible. I'll go up and down with it a little bit. So this one is, 4 times above that, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm only counting the live, not the distro. So something to note. If we look at Lovely Government, it's actually right there. It's ahead by, tenfold, 10 times ahead. That's what I'm trying to say. We come down to Fighting the Cheap Seats. It's well ahead. Taking the Day, well ahead. But we're going to come down here. So these are the songs that have, a little bit of notoriety to them. Let's come down here to the bottom. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. 700 people, not enough to really decide. We're going to skip that one for now. Snarl to Consent, 2,000 people, 1 point. Still not enough to decide exactly. Probably getting cut. Say Yes Tonight. Again, not quite enough, but it's only been played 1 time. So I think we're okay with that one for now. Michael Twists. 3,000 people. I don't think this one's doing it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to salvage this one. Around the World. That's another one that we've played this one a ton and it just has nobody has any interest in it. So that one's gone. And I think we're only really getting rid of a couple this time, but we will tighten up that restriction on what we're really willing to go with. So this one's meeting it right now, but it's not doing real well, actually. That will probably eventually get let go. And then this one is doing okay. And I think really the rest of them probably, this one was one that, we're well below that 1 to 100, ratio there. So we're going to go ahead and salvage this one as well. And this one, again, it's just not doing it. So put some ideas back in the bank. This one's 50%, it's 30% below what I would want, but we'll hold on to it for now. We did have a period of time where we didn't have enough yellows or blue songs, if you recall, because of the attitudes. So that got a little weird. And Jump First, it's doing okay. It's right there at that 100 to 1 ratio. So 1,000 to 1, I guess. I'm not thinking clearly right now. Anyway, but that's the gist of it. So we've culled about 4 songs now, and that's good. Then we can also go up into the ones that are on a CD. I think all of these are on our released CD at the very least. And so we probably do want to hold on to those for a while. And that's everything then. So we'll cut back a little bit on what we're playing, and then we're going to go ahead and write another song. Yes. Actually, I said we wanted to go out in the world and find some places to play locally. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to use the cheat sheet / I'm going to use the chauffeur to get somewhere where it's easy to get to the other places is what I'm kind of doing there. Still not made of money where we can just, you know, haphazardly say, oh,
You were coming back in.
using the chauffeur every time. So we'll pick this one up. Actually, it wouldn't be bad to do a headliner. We can play more songs. I mean, it's not a big venue, right? This is a bar. We'll go with this one. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to drive to the next one. Let's see if we can book 3 or 4, 5 songs, 5 shows. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I gotta watch which way that arrow is pointing, don't I? I wasn't paying attention. Also, I keep getting razzed that I haven't painted my van yet. That's the one we were just at. This is where we want to go. See if we can get something nice here. So we'll probably give the job, the van paint job.
You got some horse in.
Well, thank you. Also, I wasn't going to play any that I have a 25 reputation already, because that just isn't going to impact that reputation, which is what I'm kind of looking for. And I'm not going to go out 4 weeks just yet. We'll go ahead and take this one. You know, it's going to be for our merch. Whatever merchandise we sell, that's what we're going with. Dang it. Back to hitting that old escape button. Barbara's watering hole, I'm pretty sure we're at 25. We'll go ahead and try it just to see. No, we're at 8 here. My bad. So we'll take this one this weekend. 6 songs, we get paid for them. Not that we get paid a lot,
When's your next
but
gig?
you know, well, it's Friday, but it's not here. And then maybe this is the one over here that we're maxed out at. Jerome's. One of them we were maxed out at. I do remember that. It is Jerome's. We're max reputation there, so we're gonna move on and maybe try to find one more place to go to. We'll go to the Slippery Wash over here, and I think I'm willing to just do this. I should have been walking. There we go.
You got some.
Well, thank you. And I didn't pay attention there. 12. Yeah, we certainly have some room for improvement here. And we'll go ahead and take this slot next weekend. 6 songs, pays $400. Heck, that's paying better than the one we're headlining. Here we have it. Okay, so we have our next 2 weekends booked up. I'm pretty pleased with that. Let's go ahead and go home, write a song, practice. We'll do some practice. The other thing we could do, actually, this isn't the worst idea. We can come over here and tell him to book us some local gigs, and we'll tell him to keep them in the St. Louis area. We can say 50 miles. We go to Carbondale, that'd be okay. I don't think Carbondale's in 50 miles, though. It's going to be a little more than that. And let's go ahead and bump this down so that maybe it'll pick up those bars and grills. I can't remember if he will actually schedule the lowest tier. The very lowest tier. Yeah, that would be bars and grills and watering holes, things like that. Pubs. So I guess 80 should be, let's go ahead and make it 30. What the heck? We'll ask him to do that. Let's see what he comes up with. And now we'll go ahead and write a song. Never a bad idea to merge ideas first. Okay, what do we got here? Not bad. Look at that, we got an extra 35 that we didn't start the day with. I'll take that. And I am kind of right now for Kiwi, I am working on keeping the difficulties higher to try to maybe get her an award at the end of the year, although I don't think it's happening this year. And honestly, it usually doesn't in my first year, so I'm not like heartbroken over that. Even though we're having a bad run, that kind of isn't outside of the norm for me. I know there's got to be a 1 here somewhere. There we go. And I think that's telling me serious is good and spontaneous is bad right now. Spontaneous is good. Yeah, I've got the colors backwards, folks, in my head. Technology's good in Missouri, but not elsewhere, I think, if I recall. So, okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and write us a song. And I do want to say this. I have come up with a list of song names that I'm going to use that are by category. I've kind of used this once in a while and just with, I had, 5 or 6 song names that I was like, oh, I'll use that one at some point. But now I have some in pretty much most of the categories that we can use. So I don't have to worry about getting a weird name that I can't remember which kind of song it is and accidentally playing it. That's kind of the goal. If I have song names that are thematic, that should help, right? If I know I shouldn't be playing technology songs, for instance. Not that I know what I want to call this one yet. Let's go ahead and make it high energy, though. Although we did ditch a couple yellows, didn't we? We'll go ahead and keep it high energy for now. And let's start with rhythm and then melody. And let's see what we end up with. Oh, look at that. There's a good match. We're going to be able to do just about anything for song type, I think, because we should have some good ideas up here. Good choices. There's one. We just need a 25 song lyric. Okay, well, maybe that's not as easy as I thought it was. I was thinking we would have a little bit better pickings here. And we don't. So that's okay. Let's see if there was a... Let's get rid of that one. Could we have used a different 35? We could. That gives us a 25 that's coming of age. If we can get at least that again, and we can. So I saw there was 125. Is there another? There is not. We'll go with that. We'll make it a coming of age song. And we're going to call this one, whoops, not J, not TJ either. These Years. Okay, I didn't say I was coming up with fantastic song names. It's just a list. There we go. All right, we've got that one written, and let's see, 3 days to practice everything. So 1, 2, we have 4 nights. Yeah, if we want to practice that one up and make sure everything else is current, we can't write another song before the weekend. So I'm kind of okay with that. Let's do this. Let's practice everything tonight. 20 songs, get everything current. And there's our manager calling in. Let's see what he's got for us. Oh, he couldn't find anything. Interesting. Thought he'd find something. All right, so we're current on all the songs. We're just going to do this. I don't love doing this because it can cause problems sometimes, but we're going to just go ahead and practice for 3 days. And that song is now at 100. We're not trying to beat the clock right now. In fact, honestly, we are under contract on that album that we released. When did we release it? I think one of these will show us when we released it. Yeah, we can't release another album until September of next year. So we're not really in a hurry to get anywhere. We're doing okay on cash. I mean, we're not rich, but we can take some time, get some good songs, test them out, things like that. And I'm okay with that. So here we go. And yes, we're just going to use the old chauffeur there. Let's see what happens here. 18. Generally, your reputation goes up 1 per gig. And then here's what I was thinking. I want to see the songs that I thought were doing well. We're going to play all of these. We'll go ahead and play Closer. And then I wanted to play the new song, These Years. Let's give that a try. So we'll put that one at the top so we absolutely see what happens with it. And then we'll just do this. That should be a winning combination. So here we go. And we are still using the Eclipses banner. I don't know that that has any impact in game other than it just looks cool. So we'll just go ahead and leave that one around. And when we release our next album, we'll update then. Or if we do another mid-tour, where it's just for fun. Look at that, 100%. Definitely turned a corner there with some of our songs. And our crew cost, we only paid $160. I'm pretty sure that's just the merchandiser, right? So I think they will only show up to the gigs where they need to be, is what it looks like. We only had 57 fans in attendance. That's crazy. We sold 11 copies of our album. We sold 10 t-shirts. Okay, well, this was a merchandise concert for us, so that's cool. Oh, Reputation. Reputation went up 2. Wow, that's outstanding. I didn't expect that. All right. These Years, they loved it. Okay, that's good. Closer, they enjoyed it. That surprises me a little bit. Usually we do a little better with that one. And two of our songs are toe tapping, right? We have Melissa and a smirk and a pose. Good. These years, we can hang on to that one for now until something better comes along, but that can stay here and get some currency with us. And we're just going to go home. And I think let's go ahead and play our other weekend gig here. So we'll come in, let's write a song today. Everything is current, working well. There's a 35 for us. Always love to see that. 15 single jump. That's okay. We can't merge that one again. We can do this one for Topher though. And we can do this one. Let's reverse that. Eventually want him to win some awards too. And 6 is too big. We have to stick with 3s and 1s, and there might not be a whole lot of those now. Didn't see if we got any new ideas. As you level up though, your ideas start at a higher quality level. And so that can become something to consider is you won't get ones. So we might not ever merge some of these ones if the person that we're trying to merge it with has gotten to a point where that just isn't in their purview. So something to note, sometimes that might not be the worst idea to bring in a new band member, if nothing else, just to write some new songs and get some new ideas. Of course, they're not adding to your lower quality ideas. So I guess that doesn't fix that problem, but it can give you some extra ideas on songs. Okay, and we're going to write a song. So we're going to come over here. Let's see what kind it is before we pick everything else. But let's start with that 35, and then let's go to lyrics, and let's go with Hometown Pride. I like Hometown Pride songs in general. So, oh, heck, we could break the bank on this one. I don't think I want to do that. We're already at 70. So if we can get a 15 or a 10, let's see what we can do with rhythm. 15s and 10s. There's a 20. That one, that'll work. And then let's see, we only need a 10 down here now. That is much easier to accomplish. And we're going to go, well, Angel, Chad's the one who doesn't have anything in this one, but that's okay. We'll go with Angel here. And then, so this is a Hometown Pride song. So let's go with the name Small Town Hero. Hopefully I haven't used this already. That would be no good. And I think it will tell us when I click this button here. Oh, it became a technical song. It's a expensive song. Let's see if there's any other 20s we could use that are a little cheaper. There is. We're going to go with that one. The only reason for doing that is to make them playable and more approachable for our band right now. Eventually we can bump that up. Finish writing that one. And let's get to Barb's. Didn't even get to practice it, so we're not going to play that one tonight. Reputation
You're
of...
gonna do great.
Well, thank you. Reputation of 8. And let's see. I think I do want to mix it up just a little bit. Separate Fruit did not get toe tapping. Let's get rid of that one. Let's add Midnight Adventure. I am still a little nervous because of the times I've messed up, but I think we're good here this time. So we're trying a different song. It's not so much that it's a new song. Let's take a quick peek. It's one of our older songs, actually, and it's been played quite a bit. So we shouldn't see anything completely out of the ordinary here. If it gets 3 stars, though, I think going forward, if we get 3-star songs that aren't blue or yellow, we might want to consider bouncing them for the time being. Actually, one other thing I want to do, this song is very popular, but I wanted to try out a different yellow. I just remembered that. And I wanted to see this one because if I recall, it was doing fairly well. Yeah, based on my little algorithm here, it's doing pretty decent. So let's see how it does today. That is Short Space to Hate. Hate the name. Might want to replace that. Might want to replace that, but we'll come back to that at another time. And I'll try to remember to mention it if I do change the name. Okay, here we go. Melissa's always going to be a big kick for us. Ooh, we did not get to 100. That's too bad. Okay. Reputation with Barbara's only went up 1. Increased in popularity, you know, that's pretty typical at this point. So let's take a look. Closer, Short Space to Hate. It did not hit well with the audience at all, but it is yellow, so I'm not going to just pitch it. Not seeing where those songs are doing terribly well for us so far, but we'll work on that. These years, once again, got 4. We'll hold on to it for now. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and head home. And we're going to save right here. Actually, we can, let's do another song. Let's write another song because we have the autosave tonight, right? So we'll go ahead and do this the right way and wrap things up. No 20s to merge. Here's that 6 that was floating around. Ooh, and then a 15. Let's go with the lower one here for him this time. 21 points. So we can do 10s, we can do 6s. We'll do some 6s, we can do some 3s, and some 1s. I'm pretty sure I remembered a 3. Maybe not. Here's some 1s. Angel with the 1s. That's interesting. Let's go with spontaneity. And a 3. That'll work. Okay, and we're going to write a song. We could try to target a spontaneity song. Again, that is good right now. We'll do that. Let's see what we can make of that. Got some 20s in here that we might be able to get to. 25. Let's see where we are with melodies. I think that's where we had a 35 waiting. Do we have any 25s? 20s. Let's go with the 20 for now. Here's another one. They are a little different. There's a 25. It's at 80. We only need a 20 for rhythm. Not sure we're going to get it. We did not get it. Okay, so let's come back down here. We can change this one to the pointy one. Does that give us a little more space up top? I'm not sure that it does. It's really more about the rhythm that we end up getting. Let's... No 25s were available though, so... Okay, I think it's going to come down to where can we get the best combination of these two if we stick with everything else. Now, the other option is we had that 35 down here. We could go with that. Was there another 20? I'm not seeing one. We can do that. And then we just need 10. There's a 10. Anybody else with a 10? 15? Nope. Just this one. So that's what we'll do. This is a song about spontaneity. So let's go with... Oh, I don't know. Gotta find my list. Spontaneity is the one category that I failed to come up with any names of songs. Yeah, that's awesome. I forgot about that. There was one category that I missed, and it was spontaneity. So am I sure of that? I thought I did have everything. I thought I had everything covered. There it is. I do have spontaneity, and I'm pretty sure we already used that one song name. So we're going to go with Midnight Adventure. And cross our fingers, not that it'll hurt anything. Already have a song called Midnight Adventure. I think we have the next one on my list too, but We already have them with that name. So that was actually the first list I did. That's why I was pretty sure I had it. And I kind of jotted a few of those names down and then came back around and made a more functional list. There we go. All right, I got a few things I had to scratch off there. The Damned released New Rose, which is considered by many to be the first punk single on this date in 76. Very good. Any experience today is tripled? Of course it's Sunday. Nowhere to go. Well, we will pick up right here in the next episode. Thanks for hanging with me. Sorry for the time it took to come up with song names, but we will have that more ready in the future. Until next time, fair travels.